We are now crossing gears, talking about IEBC. It would be interesting to start with you, Mokua, looking at the big question that people have been asking about whether we have an IEBC. Let's start there. Break it down for us from your understanding of what the IEBC is and whether we have it as it is today, as it stands.
Well, in my understanding, we have an IEBC. What we don't have are the commissioners. Mm-hmm. And also people have been asking whether it's a legal problem, whether it's a political problem. In my understanding, again, having spoken to subject matter experts, spoken to lawyers, that law is not the issue, the constitution is not the issue. It's a political problem occasioned by the political class. That at some stage, IEBC was going to be constituted. The selection committee was in place, but because of political fights from Mr. Raila Odinga, then everything had to come to an abrupt halt to pave way for NADCO. So NADCO came up with a beautiful piece of legislation, and when the process started, again, members of the political class said, wait a minute, we have to stop this process. So a gentleman who wanted to run for that, who wanted to be a member of the selection committee, but was not representing a parliamentary party, he said that I want to be a member of the committee. So he went to court, the matter was dispensed, and then another gentleman still has gone to court. So it appears that while the law is very clear, it's a few members of the political class who want to stall the process, and maybe one would understand that Gen Z wanted to recall some members of parliament. Mm-hmm. Maybe if you've got an IEBC, some of them may be recalled. Maybe we need to have a referendum. Maybe if you've got an IEBC, it's going to be recalled. But now looking at the bigger picture, when you don't have an IEBC in place, it's like you are flying blind as a nation. And I think failure to have an IEBC is a threat to national security. If you don't have an IEBC, it means that very soon we are going to have a political instability in Kenya. Very soon you are going to have economic instability in Kenya, and very soon you are going to have security instability in Kenya. Then when that happens, then the economy will start bleeding. We may lose our position as an FDI destination, because for the international investors, when they want to invest in a place, they look at economic stability, political stability, and security stability. All those are borne by IEBC, because IEBC is the one which guarantees a free, fair, predictable election. Yeah, so this is something which needs to be treated as emergency. And the Kenya Kwanza administration has been working hard, doing economic diplomacy for the last 2 years, positioning Kenya as an FDI destination. But if you're positioning Kenya as an FDI destination, and yet your fundamentals are not addressed, that would pose a crisis. Like now when you talk about, say, positioning Kenya within EAC, recently you had a group called Amsons coming from Tanzania. They want to come and invest in the cement industry, putting 400 million. And 400 million in Kenya, that is going to be huge FDI. Now, there are many other investors who want to come and do the same thing, but they're waiting to see, wait a minute, if you don't have IEBC today, what is going to happen? You recall during the impeachment of... So
we don't have an IEBC, that's what you're saying?
No, you have an IEBC, but that cannot deliver an election. Yeah, you remember during the impeachment...
That's what to get you clear.
Yeah, you remember during the impeachment, people are saying that the reason why Professor Kithure Kindiki needed to be in office as a matter of urgency is that in case a vacancy occurs in the office of the president, then we'd get into a crisis. Right. So every rational Kenyan knows that IEBC, as constituted today without the commissioners, may not deliver on the full mandate of IEBC, right, of the commission. But also the responsible officers have decided to give it a blind eye, and they're happy with the status quo, right, which is unacceptable.